Capricorn, and welcome to Days of Our Lives Tarot Tales. Let's take a look at the story that wants to come across for your energy field. When I was preparing the cards, the theme that is coming out is one of an individual who is transitioning from a time of darkness, maybe some depression, not being able to see the forest for the trees with constant negativity that may have been coming towards them. They're transitioning from that phase to a place of being able to now see the light. I feel like this person is coming back to life. It's almost like they're coming back from being in a dark place, or almost like coming back from the dead. Um, like I said, I feel like this person may have been struggling with a bit of depression, um, maybe just feeling bored with their life, feeling like things were monotonous, feeling like there wasn't a lot of joy in what it is that they were doing. But they are doing the hard work of reaching down into the depths of themselves and doing what it takes to lift themselves up. This is different from when a person is relying upon another individual to help lift them back up. This is not to say that, needing support, needing help in order to, get back on solid ground, to kind of ground yourself and get back in a good space is a negative. We all need help. We all need support. And when we can reach out to get that, it's such a blessing to us. However, there are some of us that just don't have that support. And so it becomes necessary to really bring yourself back from a dark place, to reach down. You're basically digging yourself out of a hole from within the hole and climbing out. I'm seeing that movie Kill Bill with Uma Thurman when she got, I think she got shot and buried underground. And she woke up and she was like in a coffin, and it was like all this dirt on top of her. And she had to like punch her way through the wooden box and then claw her way up. And when she got out, she had like dirt all over her and she was looking crazy, but she got up and she just kept going. I feel like, this is the energy that this person is in. Now that this person has done this work to try to bring themselves back to life, I feel like they're really open to seeing things that they never saw before. They have unlimited ideas. They have all kinds of things that they want to do in their lives. And I feel like there's space for them to hear their soul, their intuition, speak to them now, whereas it wasn't before because it was being drowned out by, you know, all this other darkness. Ironically, when you have the moon symbolism, which I'm seeing on this card, it's usually the darkness that brings that out so that you can hear it. But I feel like this was just one of those types of nights where like you don't even see the moon. It's just dark, dark, dark. And it was really difficult for this individual to be grateful for the things that they had, to count their blessings, because they kept getting evidence of all the things that they didn't have and why they shouldn't be happy. Moving forward, this person would benefit from doing affirmations in the morning to help them believe in positive things and get to a positive mindset so that they can then manifest positive things after coming out of a pattern and routine of expecting negative, getting a lot of negative, and having that come into being for them. So let's look at the characters that are in this story. The first character that I'm seeing here, this appears to be a person who is breaking out of contracts, relationships, things that are tying them down to something that's toxic and negative. And they are fleeing. I mean, they are getting out of there and they're leaving in pursuit of goodness and virtues. I have the seven heavenly virtues. And so for me, this is like, it's almost like my 10 Commandments card, but it's talking about like goodness, kindness, lovingness, patience, the fruits of the spirit. That's where this person is going. And I mean, I feel like this person had to be alone to get there. So it seems as if they may have been experiencing the opposite of this due to connections, partnerships, even relationships that they were in that were tying them to toxicity that may have been in tying back to the beginning of the story, putting them in a dark place in toxicity. So this person has decided that it would be better for them to be by themselves than it would be for them to stay in a situation that's going to have them in a dark place. Um, I'm picking up like this person may have even been betrayed, or they may have felt like they got buried and left for dead, and then they had to like break themselves out. And now that they have, they're not going to go back to the same people that buried them. They're going to run and move on to a new place. Like that was sufficient enough for them to learn that that's not where they wanted to be. Now, the second person, this person is coming up as the star. And, it's strange because like this person with the cards may have been an individual that was highly idealized by this individual. Um, they may have been, what I'm getting is like a star. It was like their light in a dark place. However, I think that the star that the person saw in this individual was due to the level of darkness that they were in. From the place that they were at, this person looked like everything to them and probably was their everything. But I'm also seeing that this person caused a lot of like deep hurt and betrayal. This person may have been very controlling, maybe manipulative, like they didn't want to just go with the flow and let things happen. And they were not grateful for the things that they had. So I kind of feel like this person may have been taking advantage of the fact that this person was in such a low place and that they were able to like get over and do whatever they wanted because of the elevated pedestal or platform that this person put them on. I feel like they may have even, I feel like they may have even come in with this card, Seven Heavenly Virtues, and the star. They may have even come disguised like they were bringing light and bringing some type of the fruits of the spirit. But behind that facade was disappointment and betrayal with this Three of Swords combined with not going with the flow and not letting things happen, and also gratitude in reverse. So this person I feel was really taking advantage of this person's depression, the fact that this person was not in a good place, and they were able to, mask themselves as being a source of happiness and of being that joy that we have to find within ourselves. And when we're in those spaces, it's easy to like project out onto other people and try to find people who will be that joy for us. They will be that sense of calm for us. They will bring us that peace. And although it's nice to have someone that you can share that with, there are people who are manipulative and take advantage of that. And I really feel like that's what's happened here. This person knew what they were doing. And I feel like this individual may have even been with the conflict cards, this may have even been a side person. It could have been outside of a relationship. So either um, some type of infidelity, suicide person. And although these cards are gender neutral, they could go either way. I'm feeling very strongly that this was most likely a woman who was, in a maybe either adulterous or just if the people were just dating, it was a cheating relationship. And part of the conflict with this is that, you know, this person was probably receiving money from the individual who was going through the depression and feeling sad. They were receiving financial, material things for being in that position, being that in that role. And this is, unfortunately, it's very common where this happens. However, um, they felt like they weren't being recognized enough. They weren't getting all the honor and glory that they felt like they deserved to have, being the light of this person's life, and also having an energy of not being grateful for the things that you have and kind of being controlling, not letting things go with the flow. So this is someone who's manipulative, kind of really playing it up, probably using, I feel like this person was going back and forth between trying to make this person feel really good and then make this person feel really bad to kind of get like some mind control, just really manipulative to play with this person because they were receiving funds. And but even with that, it got to a point where this person was not getting all the attention that they wanted at the level that they wanted. They want more honor, they want more. And I feel like the person just wasn't really nurturing. They kind of stopped giving to the relationship, um, because they felt like they needed more or they wanted more or they didn't want to. I don't know if I want to say that it's almost like this person feels like they were giving a service. That's what I'm picking up. And like that they weren't going to render those services if they weren't going to receive a certain amount of money, a certain amount of honor, a certain amount of position for doing so. And so the conflict may have been that um, this individual may have gone outside the relationship, or also that the person who was dealing with the depression that was needing to heal themselves has decided to leave this, or to not keep the dynamic going because it's very toxic in the way that it's laid out. Okay. And just to say, this is not to judge the people if you're watching this, not you as a person, but the dynamic is toxic. The way in which these characters are interacting is not healthy for either one, um, because it causes pain, it causes hurt and suffering, but it can also cause growth. You can grow from that as well in learning how to love yourself. So, like this person who was dealing with this, because this happened, has learned that only they can bring themselves back from the pit and dig themselves up. And when they come up resurrected and new, they are now faced with a new birth of unlimited ideas and the experiences that they had here. And they're learning how to build themselves up with morning affirmations to help them manifest the things that they want in their lives, as opposed to depending on somebody else to spoon feed them bits of happiness and feeling good, who can withhold a spoon whenever the spoon that they want to be fed is not big enough or there's not enough on it for them. All right, Capricorn, this is the story that I have for you. Thank you for joining me on Days of Our Lives Tarot Tales, and I will see you on the next video.